In one of my previous episodes, I covered one of my childhood favorites, Super Monkey Ball. The GameCube era will always be my favorite era in gaming, no ands, ifs, or buts. Whenever I look back at it, there's an overflowing treasure trove of positive memories flooding back to me. One game in those memories is Pikmin, my cousin Tokuma's first game she ever played. My other cousin played it and I was always wondering what he'd find in those caves. It was exciting, but it wouldn't have been until later that I returned to those games and find out that I loved them as much as I did when watching someone else play them. Pikmin is a successful franchise with only one quote-unquote bad title for the 3DS. And drumroll please, merchandise! Why do I do that? Majority of its merch is highly collectible and valuable, especially for the first two games. So let's pluck out these rare gems in the world of Pikmin merchandise. Pikmin made its debut in the year 2001. The same year, Super Monkey Ball and Ace Attorney entered the fray. Three great franchises in 1 year. At E3 of that said year, you'd get a poster for playing the demo. A poster? Lame. Wait, not just any poster, a glow-in-the-dark poster. Now we're talking. Imagine walking into someone's room with this bad boy lighting up. Like a majority of games, you can purchase a strategy guide published by Prima, most likely, or Nintendo Power, before it died. There's even a new play control version for when Pikmin was re-released on the Wii with good motion controls. Either way, you'll beat the game and get the good ending. All guides have the standard box art as the cover. Japan, of course, went nuts. They have a 3-in-1 guide with each book and each Pikmin's respective color: red, blue, and yellow. Why have a guide in 3 separate books is beyond me, but it's a cool concept nonetheless. Game stores in America had this Pikmin display with a giant billboard devouring Pikmin while some are attacking the monster. In one of Nintendo Power's issues, this gorgeous poster could be found between the pages. I adore this art style. Olimar has a tear in his eye if you look closely, because it's turning into nighttime, and those who have played the game would know what that means. Hordes of monsters running loose, devouring all wayward Pikmin. German gaming magazines contain these ads or posters of Pikmin attacking a bulborb, some gameplay, and Pikmin in some dirt. It is unknown from what German magazines these were in, but we can't conclude they're from gaming magazines.
No! He's so calm at home.
Banpresto released a party supply set of Pikmin keychains. At some parties, guests would obtain a goodie bag simply for coming, and these made perfect little gifts. There are 5 different types of party favors: red Pikmin with pellet, yellow with pellet, blue with pellet, red with mushroom Pikmin, and blue with yellow. If you obtain one of these at a friend's birthday, then consider yourself lucky. These are hard to find. One odd keychain is this PHS Red Pikmin dog tag lanyard hybrid. The packaging is in Japanese except for some text on the lower half saying "see you later." Perhaps this was a clue to a sequel? As for the plushes, you can get red, blue, and yellow Pikmin and a Bulborb. These guys can only be found in Japan. It wouldn't be until the 3rd installment that America would have Pikmin plushes on shelves. How you got these is unknown, along with these alleged Sega Pikmin plushes. These are obviously from 2001. There is currently not much information available about these Pikmin plushes. They are reported to have been made by Sega, and that they were made, of course, in 2001. Why do I need to repeat that? They are around 100 centimeters in length, and there is a flower yellow Pikmin, a leaf red Pikmin, and a bud blue Pikmin, representing the stages of Pikmin growth. Chances are these were also Japan exclusives. If you look past these pellet posies from the 2nd installment we'll get into a minute, you'll see a Japanese Pikmin tote bag. Again, it's unknown where this could be obtained, but its existence is known thanks to this photo. Perhaps the fan favorite, Pikmin 2 hit the GameCube in 2002 with new areas to explore and dozens of Easter eggs. All respective sponsors are credited in the end credits. I wish other Pikmin games would do this, but I understand because the budget would be huge. Just like the line of merch for this game. Both America and Japan sold strategy guides. Japan using unique art while America just slaps on the box art once again. You get the idea. Inside the Japanese guide are stickers you can use to decorate the guide or your wall. Better yet, just keep them where they're at. What's unique about the Japanese version of Pikmin 2 is the e-reader cards. Despite it being a commercial failure, it sparked new and better ideas for the future. Each card grants you mini-games involving plucking, marching, and collecting Pikmin. Nothing to write home about, but they are miles better than the Animal Crossing mini-games you'd get the e-reader cards. An instruction pamphlet is located in every booster pack of the Pikmin puzzle cards, as well as in every Japanese copy of Pikmin 2. The pamphlet unfolds to explain how to use the e-reader cards, and shows images of the other booster packs one can collect. The first instruction pamphlet comes with Pikmin 2, as well as all Pikmin and Onion booster packs. The second instruction pamphlet is an updated version of the first, and is located in all Pellet Posy and Candy Pop Bud booster packs. 3 promotional cards were released with either a magazine issue or a guidebook. The cards were packed inside a paper sleeve as seen in the photos. Nintendo did something similar with the amiibo cards for Animal Crossing, like the special KK Slider card. A binder was released with the Famitsu Cube plus Advance Magazine July 2004 issue as an appendix, and displays the Pikmin E Plus card collection. There were enough card slots to hold the entire collection of Pikmin cards. These binders are now very rare, more so than the cards themselves. Kinda sad really. Packs of these cards would be in this white display box to make the colors pop. These cards never hit the shelves in the US due to the Gizmo's flop as a product. But with that flop came amiibo cards. This display would appear wherever games were sold. I vaguely remember seeing this at Walmart. It's a really cool 3D display of the box art. This cardboard logo with the 5 Pikmin was displayed at GameStops all across the US. It's nowhere near as cool as the 3D display, but it's not boring like this poster. It's just a box art without the logo. Kinda cheap, but understandable. With the release of the new Play Control version of Pikmin 2, Japan had this poster displayed in game stores. Kinda generic for Japan, but it works. An issue of End Zone contained this poster of Olimar and Louie as clay figures. I can picture a Pikmin series in claymation. It'd work great. These 2 ballpoint pens were sold in Japan with each individually wrapped in distinct plastic wrapping to showcase what Pikmin is themed after. The infamous company Sine released a set of Pikmin plushes of each color, a Bulborb, and the 2 playable characters, Olimar and Louie. For years, these guys were expensive and high in demand, until Sine re-released Olimar, Louie, and the Pikmin later on. But we'll get into more detail on that soon enough. Aside from the plushes, the Agatsuma Pikmin figure collection is a series of minifigures featuring all the Pikmin, Olimar, Louie, the President, and the enemies you face. Not to mention the Onions and the SS Dolphin in both regular colors and gold. Such a shame these are the only items of these iconic ships. There are 3 sets of these figures, all very collectible. Eugen didn't do anything as spectacular, but it's still worth noting. They released a set of suction cup figures you can stick anywhere. You can get marching Pikmin, relaxing Pikmin, or Pikmin carrying pellet posies. Each figure came in a blind box so you didn't know what you were getting. Same with these gachapon straps. You can get Olimar, Louie, or the President, who is in fact the rarest. In July of 2013, the 3rd installment to the Pikmin franchise hit the commercial failure, the Wii U. Unlike most people, I don't hate the Wii U because it delivered more than people realized. Just like the e-reader, the Wii U evolved into what would become the Nintendo Switch. And we're still waiting on Pikmin 4! Before we jump into strictly Pikmin 3 merch, let's address the Club Nintendo 2009 calendar. The month of May is Pikmin themed with nice 3D rendered artwork. Above the dates, you can see the cast marching forward, while 2 Pikmin carry a pellet posy. In 2014, Nintendo will return with a Pikmin 3 theme, featuring the new clock and flying Pikmin. Sticking to the Club Nintendo theme, in 2013, you can get a hold of a t-shirt sporting the original trio. You can also get patches and a 3DS game card case, a pen, a poster, a tote bag, keychains, and plushes. Club Nintendo offered all kinds of cool goodies, which makes it all the more sad to know they discontinued their service. At E3, staff would wear these Pikmin hats around the booth where players would get a chance to play the Pikmin 3 demo. Sadly, I don't think you got anything for playing. At EB Games, if you pre-order Pikmin 3, you'd get this exclusive clock tin. No other stores would give you this. Game, a store in UK, gave you this flying Pikmin carrying a berry keychain as a bonus for pre-ordering Pikmin 3. Everyone but me owns a smartphone, and what better way to have it displayed than with these cute chibi stands? While it doesn't specifically say they are from Pikmin 3, the logo minus 3 is the same as the Pikmin 3 logo. But that's not all Pikmin covers. In Japan, you can get cups and rice bowls, kid-sized forks and spoons, calendar stickers, regular stickers, a calculator, decals, a mini notepad, tissues, a cloth or towel, adhesive tape, and business card holders. They went overboard with home decor! During this era, these rubber band bracelets were super trendy, so Pikmin jumped on the rubber bandwagon with these. I never understood the appeal with them though. Another rubber-themed set of items are these pluckable Pikmin. Each come in a pod and you can pull them out. Karatomi Arts distributed these for gachapon machines. Alongside these nifty items are these straps of the characters plucking Pikmin and rubber keyrings, or swing mascots as some people call them. Japan is known to get all kinds of gachapon machines with merch from the latest franchises, for a limited time of course. Sine is at it again with the plushes. We get re-releases of Olimar, Bulborb, and the original Pikmin trio, and our new additions, Rock and Flying Pikmin. I feel Sine had a missed opportunity for Alf, Brittany, and Charlie plushes, but that could just be me. Regardless, these are solid plush toys, and it's a shame that Louie never got a re-release. Poor Louie. Another set of plushes are these keychain or strap plushes of the old 5 Pikmin from the second game. A tissue box holder, a drink holder, and a pencil cup. And let's not forget these small Pikmin plush keychains you can pluck from the donut-shaped hole. When Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U and 3DS hit store shelves, amiibo for each character was created, and one for Olimar and his army of 3 Pikmin is molded to look like the endgame model. The amount of detail in this little guy is incredible! At your local Kohl's, you can get a Pikmin 3 t-shirt with the box art, a simple yet eye-catching design. From one of the issues of the official Nintendo magazine, a Pikmin 3 poster could be found in the middle to rip out and display. It has Pikmin carrying berries for our crew with a rock Pikmin sitting on a stump. The same artwork would be used for this display. Prima published a guide for Pikmin 3 American players, and Shogakukan published one for Japanese players. Both used the box art as the cover, which is interesting considering Japan always seems to use different art for the cover. But I think it won't be nearly as interesting as the next entry in the Pikmin series. Hey Pikmin released for the Nintendo 3DS in July of 2017, receiving mixed reviews for its simple puzzles and lack of depth. I'm not redoing that take. But for this franchise to only have one bad title is incredible, with 3 hits out of 4. The Pikmin amiibo figure distributed specifically for the game can be used to call back up Pikmin and find secrets. Outside of those functions, it makes a nice display piece with all the Pikmin types, excluding purple and white, resting near a rock formation. Prima didn't bother to publish a guide for this game, but the Japanese did get one despite the reception of the game. Every game needs a guidebook, even though walkthroughs exist. Play Nintendo is a part of the official Nintendo website where kids can print out crafts like this amiibo holder and these cardboard logos. Just make sure you have enough ink. In stores, you'd see this display of Hey Pikmin collabed with Miitopia. I'd prefer if it were 2 separate displays, but it's to save room since having 2 displays would make the store crowded. Also in stores, like Walmart, would have kiosks for games, and Hey Pikmin had one decorated with its artwork. Some are fortunate to have them, since once the game is no longer relevant, the kiosks are thrown away, just like posters. This ad was either in a magazine or was displayed where the game was sold. It tells the viewer a little bit about the game and its release date. If you pre-ordered the game, you'd get a reusable bag featuring cute artwork. The last batch of Pikmin merch came from Jakks specifics for the Nintendo series with red, blue, yellow, white, and pink Pikmin plushes, and red, blue, yellow, and purple Pikmin and Olimar figures. It's a shame Jakks won't release any more Pikmin toys from what we know. Hopefully that will change in the near future, especially with Pikmin 3 Deluxe on its way. Pikmin are so small and yet their impact is so large. This franchise isn't as big as Mario or Zelda, but it is fantastic in its own right. Pikmin started on the GameCube, a console many love to poop on, just like the Wii. But those consoles have a great library of games, and it seems we've forgotten that somehow. Plug those memories back up. Remember how fun it was to survive on that distant planet with the cute aliens known as Pikmin. Whenever I look back at it, there's an overflowing of yawnings and lickings from the dog to my left. Thank you, Riley. Pikmin is a good grief. A binder was released with the Famitsu Cube plus Advanced Magazine July 2024? 2004! Why are you thinking 24? I'm a genius. From one of the issues. That's something I have. Issues. A lot of you have mental illness and need to get checked out. Just like me. Because I suck at life. Also in stores like Walmart? What the frick is Walmart? Also, that voice crack. I suck.